Ah, there she lies, New Nerdington, the beautiful gem of the countryside, the capital of the Netherlands. No, never mind. Hello, people of YouTube. I was gonna do a the Netherlands pun, and I thought about it a bit too hard, and then it didn't work, which is how these things go, sadly. So let's ignore the fact that that happened and move on from this sad moment. Today I would like to build a sort of town, a Hawthorne-like town over here for reference. This area, yes, we have a death wave going on. It's fine. We have a small village called Hawthorne over here, just outside of the main city, which I think looks absolutely lovely. I really like. Especially the way this train station looks, actually. But just Hawthorne itself is just kind of nice as well. Looks kind of, I suppose, a bit more organic than the blocky nature of especially the trap, the downtown. And Jesus Christ, why is everyone dead? That's just... I know I keep complaining about this in the same fashion, but it's still astounding to me that that happens in that way. Good, so... we have come to a point that we need to decide where to pull off our traffic from that goes into this little village. And there is a bit of tactic involved here. I don't want to pull it out from this middle one, because that would mean that these two on and off ramps will get much busier. This line here is probably the quietest, but also the furthest away from the city. How is that going? That's actually quite nice. That might work quite well, to be honest. And then we also have this one, which is relatively busy because basically just over half of the people that go into this area are coming from inside this big portion of the city, and this whole road kind of feeds into here much more conveniently than this bit of road. So I think that's what we're dealing with right now. I do like, though, that this bit here has basically stopped having traffic problems by virtue of not being the only connection point anymore. So that worked itself out quite well. Actually, I'm kind of surprised at how relatively quiet these main highways are here. And I actually genuinely think this looks... I'm just going to go into cinematic view again. That this looks really quite natural from above. I'm not a city planner by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think this looks quite nice. The only thing I don't think looks supernatural is this. Supernatural in the super, natural way. Not in the ghosts and, spooky things kind of way. Is this. I feel like there should be a bit of buffer of urban life in this sort of area, possibly, because when I don't know any cities that have a grand central station that just kind of ends where the city ends. There's usually more city to go because it's a grand central station, not a grand, border station. But that's not of concern for today. Right, let's dive into it. I think I'm going to be using this exit here and building the town here. Possible mistake, but we'll see. Right, that does mean that we get to revamp this whole area here, which will be quite nice. Only problem is that I don't really want to mess too much with what we have going right now. Actually, I have an idea related to that, an idea that I haven't really applied as such yet. But that will be quite exciting because this is quite a nice straight bit of road, so I'm just going to keep that. Yeah, this, actually, what I'm about to build, Euro Truck Simulator inspired me to do. So, let's do that. Euro Truck Simulator is such a good game. I love that game so much. Right, I don't think we have this, but in highway form, so I'm going to do it with this, which will have sidewalks and look just a bit shit, but that is fine. Actually, after here, I don't really... Well, actually, I'll just pull a 2-lane road out of there. I'll see. This is just... I'm talking, I should be building. Let's make you 10 units long. Oh, fucking hell, let's make you a bridge, because I don't want you to be... An overpass, rather. Does that does still work? Cool. Right, and then this... I'm thinking here, how should I go about this? I'll upgrade you as well. I know this is a bit of a mess as of now, but bear with me, people. Bear with me, please. You can go into... Give me another one. That was not a sentence. You can go into thereabouts. And then I need a 2-lane highway, like so, to go kind of straight into there. I'm going to delete you. Wow, this is an oddity. I'm going to go out of here. Yes. Yes, okay, and then I'm going to connect this up to there indeed. That looks stupid as all hell. I'm going to redo this entire bit. So that needs to just kind of bend around. Like so, yes, that is flawless, actually. That's really good. That's what I wanted. That's perfect. And then you need to just kind of bend in there, which... actually works surprisingly well. That's much better than I expected you to do. But you do need to be turned the other way. And like so, I think that works. Obviously, this is a bit stupid. So, did I just... No, I didn't pause it. I assumed that autosaved just then. So let's have you connect up to there. Are you... how are you doing? Something like that. Does that work? I think that may just work. I'm gonna put you up a tiny bit so you flow a bit nicer. Bit of a mess so far. Let's double snapping. See if I can do that. You have a bit of a weird restriction going on there, but I'll fix that in a second. What's of more importance is you need to go up slightly. And then I think you should be fine in just a second. You can go up a bit more as well, and then... Yeah, I think that's decent. That is much better than I expected you to be. Right. Junction restrictions. You need to be allowed to always go, no matter what. Perfect. Okay, that's flawless. Then I need to turn some stuff around here with these roads. And that bit is... Yeah, that bit is definitely a bit too long, so I'll make that go back to one of you. And that then is flawless, actually. That bit here is really good. You just need to be turned around, basically. And then I need to connect up these road, the lane changing things. So you should be allowed to go both ways. And then you should only be allowed to go in there. You should only be allowed to go straight ahead. Still bearing with me? You should only be allowed to go in there. You should only be allowed to go straight ahead. So now we have lane selection going on, essentially. You should basically be able to go in both directions. And I think that connects everyone to everywhere, which will be good. That's a lot of rocks and shit that I'm about to deal with. But I'm sure it's good. Yeah, I think that works. That'll work fine for us. Then we can take our 2-lane highway, or our national road. Yes, national road. There we go. Kind of just go down. I'm gonna... Do I have a straight slope? No, but I do now. And I'm gonna turn you into being normal. Go down a little bit to wherever you want to be. Let's say there. Yeah, I think that's good. And then I'll fix these little trees in just a second. But that should go to just about there, and then that seems to be a decent place for a little town type of situation. Can that go? Yeah, I think that's about far enough. How far is that compared to Hawthorne? That's actually a bit closer to the main highway connection than Hawthorne is, so that's really nice. How is this highway connection doing? Pretty good as well, actually. That's cool to see. I like that. That's very nice. It's very good to see that all of these things can work sometimes. Now, what do I want to do? I want to pull a train line out of there, just like I did with Hawthorne. Although I want to incorporate it into the town a bit better. I guess I could have done the same with Hawthorne, but I really like this sort of hub here on the corner. I think that works really nicely. So I'm going to keep that way. But this can have its train station closer in town. I could actually build the train line in town itself, vaguely. I think that would work, because it'll be a small town. There won't be too much traffic. So it doesn't really matter if there are trains crossing in front of the traffic. I think, if there's like a proper train crossing. Yeah, that'll possibly work. Let's do that thing. So, how do we do this town entrance? Roundabout? Don't really want to do a roundabout again. I do want to do something nice though. Highway ramp? How fast can you go on these? You can go 90, 80 on there, but I can lower that artificially. So how about I go... can I snap that nicely? Okay, now bear with me, because this is... I don't even really know. It's not a roundabout, that's for sure. Not strictly speaking. It's more like an eye or a sperm. Doesn't matter. I'll just keep building out of here. I just wanted to do something slightly nice that turned into a sperm. For the entrance of the city. If you look at it this way, it doesn't quite look like a sperm, but you know what? Doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna keep going out of here. I just wanted to do something nice to break the road up and make people slow down as if it were an actual town. So, what kind of roads do we use? I'm not 100% sure. Hawthorne has brick roads, which I do think look really quite nice. So may want to keep those in this instance as well. Possibly. Yeah. May as well just go for it. I feel like I could do that. So let's do that. Let's go for brick roads. Let's take our brick roads just here in the end. Oh, I still had them selected. Never mind. Go. Can I go straight out of there? That's 135, so that should be just about straight. I'm sure that it is. And then what do we do? Then we kind of go off in all directions like we did Hawthorne. So something like that. And something like that. You can connect back up into there. And that's already kind of asymmetrical. So that is perfect. That is really exactly what I was going for, actually. So you can be a block. And then I'll have a block come out of here. And connect back up. Nope, that is... I do kind of want it to match so that I can be efficient about this whole shebang. We're dropping quite significantly in population, but I'm sure it'll be okay in the long run. He hopes. You can go out of there. Vaguely random. Back into there. Yeah, that's starting to look a bit random. Then I think this could be a decent town center with a church, and we could have a train station sitting just about here. I think that'll work. Let's go for it. Transport. Indeed. Not like that. That's an airport. I don't quite need an airport there. Ooh, that would actually want to go there. That's kind of cool. Not what I want, though. I want a train station, and a small one at that. A rural. I said it, and I realized how dumb I sounded. I'd like a rural train station, please. That could also just sit in there. Really, really in the town center. Just sort of there. The slope is too steep. Are you kidding? Alright, so... I'm just gonna have a look at what that looks like. Alright. Well, never mind that plan then. That... Oh, crud. Okay, I wasn't quite aware of that. So let's just turn around the corner here. And then put our train station at a slightly more useful angle. So that's 45, 20 long. I'm sure that is all right. Let's go to... Actually, want to go to there. Does that... Oh, that fucks massively. I'm not going to do that, don't worry. Let's go into thereabouts instead. That's a fucking mess, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Maybe what we could do instead is get you out of there. You match up with that perfectly. That is... I say perfectly, but that definitely does not look perfect. I'm too perfectionistic for this, is my problem. What if we... Right, what if we take this away? Put our train station here. Can we make it go there? Yes, that would work. You need to then be removed. Yeah, that actually works quite well. I could have a road then sit sort of on the end here as well, which will look quite cool. Yeah, I think that'll really look quite cool, actually. So how about you... What are you? Wait, why do you... No, I don't want you to have road markings. Be this instead. Be better. Jesus. Right, so you can connect into... Oh, that's flawless. Yes, I like that. I approve. Yeah, that's a mess, but I quite like it. That's cool. Right, so that gives us a train station that's kind of smack dab in town. But I do quite like the way this is cut out. So that has to then connect into here about. I also just realized that there's still this one tiny train station here that we haven't really given a proper line. The only thing that this thingy does is ride in and out and in and out. By which I mean in and out to the central station and back. And it's actually constantly riding at a loss, which is not great. Huh. I'll probably do something with that later, but this train line is going to have to sit in here and connect up onto this bit of train line instead. But I think that'll work. Jesus, is this a queue of trains? That is... What? Why are you queuing? What are you queuing for? Are you all just queuing to go in here? Is that it? I feel like that's just it. Yeah, okay, that's it, and I'm gonna ignore it. Right, let's keep going into this bit. You can actually be on off right now. No, I'll have you instead. You can go. Am I not right? I'm not clipping to anything. You can clip onto just there, if you don't mind, and then kind of go off and go out of there-ish. Put a block there. Nope. Definite nope. This is almost going to be a bit more of a mountain village That's actually kind of, well, mountain is severe overstatement, but sort of hillside with actual vaguely intentional height differences. Right, this road, speaking of intentional height differences, can go down a little bit. So that matches with the train station a bit nicer. And then you should go up a little bit. I guess, yeah, I think that works quite well. Possibly this road should not quite be one of these yet, what I've done with it, but it could instead be one of these. Sure, that's quite nice. Yeah, I think that's really quite lovely. That kind of gives you a really nice way off of the highway, or off of the national road, I suppose. So then let's keep going with... Oh, I have a really nice idea of how to connect these two bits up later. We'll see how that pans out. So many ideas, so little time to make them reality in. So how about this, and then connect off of there at a decent angle. Kind of go into there. Yeah, that's good. And then you can be another block. There-ish. That looks so much more random than Hawthorne. I quite like it. That's cool. And then sort of up here can be a bit of a town square-y situation with a church. Yeah, I think that'll do. Right, so my idea, let's see if we can make this happen in the way I want it to happen. That doesn't always work in this game, sadly. My idea is to take some train line. Straight slope is still turned on, that's good. And then I need just some vaguely non-tunnely train line to go just about there for now. We'll see how we make that work later. And I think, oh, that actually went down a lot further than I expected it to. Okay. Then I'm just gonna slightly redo these bits of road here. Okay, feel free to call me an idiot, but I think that looks really cool. And this took me a little bit to sort out, hence the cut. I think I'm gonna put some bushes in this bit, and I know that I'm ooh, we are seriously losing money as well. But we're gaining people again, so that's something. At least I'm sure this death wave will be over vaguely soon. Yeah, I'm gonna put some bushes in this area because I just think that'll look a bit nice. Or some trees, possibly. Just anything to cover up this weird landscaping mess that this has generated. Let's have a look. So what about bushes there? No, that's not quite what I was looking for. That's low vegetation, although that may look quite neat here on the... Does that actually do anything? What if we just put down one? Can I put down one? Yeah, maybe. I'll have a think about that at some other point in time. Right, so what about these? They will look quite nice. Can I do a line of them? That I can indeed. I should probably go a bit further out. Yeah, something like that. And then just around the corner there. Maybe a bit tighter if we can. There we go. That's quite neat. Bit too green, possibly, but I'm alright with the way that looks. That's fine. Cool. So now we have that set up. Let's actually get some utilities set up in this town. Hot water, please, for everyone. Just noticed we're having some minor sewage problems, which need to be resolved as soon as possible. Oh no, that is much worse than I expected. So right, let's plonk down another nuclear power plant, which we can't really afford, but we have a bit of buffer to play with. So just for the time being, bear with me. I'll put this elsewhere at one point or another, but just for the time being, we quite desperately need the electricity. That helped. Good. So now that is up and running, which means that our sewage situation should be fine again soon as well. Just about. No, that's actually quite decent again. That is more than enough. Good. Just because of electricity problems. Electricity problems are the core of all evil. But that is fine sometimes, I suppose. I really still quite like this. It's dumb, but I quite like it. And I have some ideas for a future map where this sort of stuff will be quite common. So better experience it now and experiment with it a little bit. Right, what was I up to? Electricity. Speak of the devil. I need to somehow pull electricity from somewhere to in here, and I suppose, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of death. People are still dying, but we are gaining people as well. So that's good. I think all these sewage problems were making businesses go out of business, which is never great. So that was fixed at least. Can we just pull a big old electricity line out of there, sort of across the highway into... We actually need a name for this town, but I'm sure that could go right there. Yeah, we do need a name for this town. What are we gonna call this town? I have no idea. I'm gonna give it a park first. What kind of park should we give this town? We could also do with a parking lot. Something like, yeah, so how about this? This is a parking lot, or rather a double parking lot. That immediately will give this entire town tremendous pleasure. Then we can have a bus line go off from here, just back there, into there. Will that break that? Oh, that broke that. That's such a shame. That's mildly annoying. Can I also just pull that slightly vaguely that way so that that matches nicer? Good enough. That didn't fuck with our zoning too much. That's perfectly okay. I'm going to put a windmill in this town as a temporary energy source as well. You can have a windmill there. Don't know if I'm going to keep that. Looks quite dopey. And then possibly a primary school at least. Primary school. We can have one of these, a slightly more German-looking one. A sort of more mountainy styled one, I suppose. That can sit right on the edge here, maybe. Because that will be a good place for the children to play. Yeah, how about right there? No, definitely not. Okay, so how about right there? It's all going to be fucked up, isn't it? How about right there? I'm going to put it right there and say that's fine. Right. Let us then... Look, we're making money again just because we spent money. Funny how that works. So... Yeah, let's just give these people the zoning that they need. How about just low residential? Something along those lines. You need some low residential as well. And you need some low residential. And you need some low residential. These guys kind of don't need their low residential. That would just become a mess. You guys can also go without. Unmessify that. Unmessify that. I can have like a set of... Oh, saving. That's always fun. Come on. I can have like a tiny house just sort of sit on the corner there. I really hope that works. That would be kind of cool. the slightly weird family of the village. We should also probably just have some stores. I'll take this away as well because that is where I wanted the church to be, I said earlier. And then just around where the church is, there could be some commercial. Something like that, probably a bit more. Maybe I can have a bit of commercial sitting around this area as well. Possibly not there though. Yeah, I think that's cool. Something there. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. And maybe just a bit while we're at it anyway. Just a bit. Oh, no, that is deleting things. Wrong mouse button. Just a bit there. Just a little bit. Just all around. I think that'll be good. Right, you can now be... No, let's keep you turned off, actually. Yeah, but this should make people happy. What about parks? You're a Wesley church. I'm sure that'll be good. We already have education in this area as well, but I think I have another church in schools. Yeah. Normal church. By the windmill. Okay, actually, how about we delete that road and kind of put the church there so that road doesn't interfere. I think that would work a bit better in education. That church can go there. Does that work? Vaguely. Does it make it any better if I try to landscape it a little bit? Also vaguely. Can I... There's already a little car. Oh, that's a road maintenance car. That's kind of cool. How about I put you just there instead? Will people still come to you? I'm thinking they will. Ooh, and you are building there, my friend. That's cool to see. Right, and we're not making money anymore. That's fucking excellent. Why are we not making money? Because of all the death, we're gaining people quite fast, though. Are we... Okay, let's have a check of this. Are we having any problems? Electricity is good now. Water availability is reasonable enough. Garbage is a bit garbage. Education is fucking terrible. University capacity is good, though. Why is university capacity so good? Did I not remove this university here? No, that's a high school. I feel like I put a university there earlier. That's a mall of moderation. That's a university. Oh yeah, that's the way I can see that. Are you a university? Why the fuck are you a university? I've never noticed that. Not even in my editing. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude, but we don't... No, I'm gonna make you into a high school. I am sorry. That's gonna piss off a lot of people, but I'm gonna make you into a high school. I'm sure that's fine for a lot of these poor bastards. You can be one of these, one of the bigger high schools. Cool. Then at least we have high school coverage covered a bit more. Jesus Christ, our capacity is shite. Yeah, that is... And our money is way back up again, so that fluctuates so much. Can't really help that, I suppose. Do we put a high school in here? I don't really know. I feel like it doesn't really need it. Or it might need it, but... Indeed. Later concern, I suppose. For the time being... Oh yeah, we were looking at issues. So how are we doing for happiness? Commercial happiness is mediocre. Residential happiness is really quite high. Office happiness is stupidly high, and so is industrial. Which surprises me, to be honest, but that is fine. Healthcare is fucking aces. Deathcare is aces again now that we're doing moderately well and have compensated for this death wave. Though it's still going on, apparently. Right, let's have a look at levels. That doesn't really tell us anything. That's all okay. Average traffic flow at 75% is good enough for me. Pollution. I'm fine with that as well, to be very honest. Noise pollution is not great overall, although we have relatively clean areas around the main roads. Yeah, I feel like that's alright. Fire safety. Fire safety also isn't good. Do you know? I do have a fire station here, though. I actually have 2 fire stations here, so these people shouldn't be complaining whatsoever. And neither should you. Fine, I suppose. What about crime? Crime is decent. Jail's capacity is way more than the criminals we have. I am fine with 7% crime. That is, yeah, that's alright. Transport, can't really look at anything. Leisure's quite good. Bit dodgy around the edges, but generally quite okay. And I'm sure pleasure will be good there as well. Or pleasure, leisure. I hope pleasure will be good for them. Not really my concern. Terrain height doesn't really do anything. Heating, I know about heating, go away. Road maintenance, also go away. Are all of these gonna... No, they're not. Some of them are. Oh yeah, post offices are now a thing. I should do something with that. That'll be cool. Oh, yes. Yes, I want to do some post office stuff. Okay, so we're going to end the episode with a bit of mail servicing. But before that, I think... These were the first guys here. Sycamore. Yeah, that sounds decent. I'm going to set you as a historical building, because why not? Last time, when I did Hawthorne, I just picked the very first house and called the village after the house, after the first settlers. I think that was quite nice. So I'm going to paint this district large and call it Sycamore. No idea what that means. Hope it's not offensive. I'm sure it's fine. Let's copy and paste that. I know there's going to be an E there, so it'll all be okay. Valley Square. No, you will now be Sycamore. Enter. There we go. I think that'll be very good for us. I also fixed up this train line just a tiny bit. There is a bit of a tree problem there. Not anymore. It's all good. But yeah, that'll be fine. Right, some postal service. Where was that again? Education? No. Transport? Yes. So you have post offices and you have large distribution centers or sorting facilities, I guess. That means that I'm gonna give every small village probably a post office, a small one. Something. Possibly, where should we have you? I guess vaguely in the center would be kind of nice. So there, possibly. How's that for a place for a post office? Yeah, nice and central, like that. What are you? Quiet corner shop. You don't look like a corner shop. You look like a gas station. But you do you, my friend. Right. You don't give a fuck about, so I really still want to get rid of that village. I don't like that there whatsoever. I might do some more workers' barracks there instead. Although... this place looks kind of nice with its workers' barracks. They all... No, they don't all have the same... Well, they do have the same car quite often. It's fine. Right, let's keep adding these. Let's add another... Do industrial zones need post offices? Probably. I'll just... You know what? I'll just add one. Who cares? I'll have one sit right there. You can have a post office... Ulver can have a post office centrally. That'll be very good. What about here? Downtown should definitely have a post office. Possibly quite close to the train station. Maybe a bit centrally. How about just here? I'm sure that'll make those people very happy. So how far does that reach? Right, that reaches about that far. So that means that you guys over here, not all paying attention to money, you should have one. You close to the university should have one so that all the exchange students can write home. I suppose we can have one just on the corner here or on the corner there. I'll put one on the corner here. I like that. That's good. That's a good place for it. Yeah, that gets decent coverage now. Let's put one here as well. How about this as a place for the post office? That's quite neat. It's not symmetrical, but what is? That spreads quite far. And then the last place that needs a post office is here. All of these people already can get to their post apparently. I'll put one on the corner there. That's quite nice. And then Hawthorne obviously deserves one as well. You can have a post office sitting there because for some reason there was an empty lot there. Right. Then the last thing we need is a post distribution center, a sorting facility. I keep missing that. Oh. Everyone's sending each other letters. I think that's quite cute. Right. What would be a decent place for a distribution center? I guess that should be close to a highway, to a decent connection, but also quite central. So I'm not going to put it here, but this connection is quite decent for it. So what about just about here, next to the bike tunnel? Does that work? Yeah, I think that's a pretty good place for it. Bit industrial maybe, but for like the area that it's in, but I think that works. That's quite nice. It's a good place for it. I'm gonna keep it there. So let's have a look at how this is doing. I thought that was a really big cruise ship then, but it's just two small ones back to back. Right, letters. Getting there. You can really see that building by building, they're all getting connected. That's really quite cute. I like that. Good. Next episode, we'll probably be focusing on industry. And also, I think we'll be getting really close to the 90,000 that we're looking for. That is quite exciting. So, assuming that we don't have another death wave, Sycamore over there will fill up. This residential area here will fill up. We'll do a bit of industry in this area by a dock that has yet to be built, but that will be fine. And then I think we're almost ready to do the international airport sort of in this general area. And that is going to be it for now. So people of YouTube, thank you so much for watching this episode of Cities Skylines with me. I will see you in the next one. Ciao.